Okay, so now we're going to make a blade from smelt to finish. We're going to make a cheap blade because they seem to sell quickly. So this was the smelter. We're going to load up 3 bits of copper ore into the smelter. You can check by hitting that little notepad. Tells you what's in, how long it's going to take, and what else you need. It also gives you the temperatures, but you put your coal in. See, that's nice and glowy. It takes about 2 minutes. So while that's doing that, we'll go up and we'll just order some parts. So I've got a tube guard already, so I need some pommels and a handle. Now, you got different locations for the higher end stuff. I've still got one to unlock. So we're just going to go to the first one for all the cheap stuff, and that's the village. So we have the guard, we need to purchase a handle. I'm just going to make it as cheap as possible. Do need other stuff. Buy some more coal, I'm not going to be sticking magic on this one. I'll do that later one. So there's a little cart going up. Let your purchases. It takes, well, I've got 30 seconds for this lot. Depending on the level and where it gets it from, the time can take a lot longer. We're not going to be doing Damascus, not on copper. That would just be stupid. I'm not going to use any of the advanced stuff. It's going to be a basic code. There's the stuff back. I'll stick that there now. I think we have some coke ready. So we get coal and we turn it into coke on this forge because it can take coke. Now I don't want to stoke it up yet because I'm waiting for this to finish. So once your metal ore is melted down, you then create your draft for your sword. Do that, you've got your different sections. This is where your hammer comes in. So you don't need to put a handle point. This is just the main blade. The handle points are afterwards. So we've got a few different designs. Just go for a nice, easy, standard one. Now, don't be I've done this a couple of times and then realised that was stupid. Do not hammer this straight out, otherwise your quality will be melted. So what you have to do is cool it down. You can pick it up with little bits of water droplets on. Stoke your furnace. And then heat it to the temperature you want. I have done it before and it comes up as melted when you finish, so it classes your first melting the ore as part of your forging. quality, so don't take that don't get caught out by that. So this is copper, so it'd be roughly the same temperature as bronze, because obviously bronze contains copper, so it should be around about the 800. I'll start to see it going red. And you keep repeating the process until you finish your forging section. Oh, I missed that. If you let it go too hot, you also get it melted as well. Now we'll get this knocked out until it feels done. See that the copper's starting to take shape. I don't know why that came up as bad. I'm nowhere near that section, but I'll help them right. So you can see, you just have to be in the wrong location and it affects everything. Not too mad about that going bad because it is just a cheap sword. I don't even care if it goes into melted. Copper is a really cheap metal. It's a little finicky. I think sometimes. But it doesn't matter where it is on the forge, it should still heat up. Again, don't worry about the bad section for this bit. I'd be more pissed off if it was a high quality metal, but like I said, these are cheap swords. They ain't going to go for much. A couple of hundred gold. Now we're going to temper it in oil, so we just get a nice temperature just before you go white. Again, when the flame goes out, leave it for a second, and then your sword is tempered. Throw it in the water. You can douse out the furnace, the forge there, just to see him on the coke. I mean, it doesn't matter, I've got loads of it, but... Now, at this point, we could put Damascus blades on before we do it up, but there's no real point, to be honest. It's a cheap sword. It'll go for a couple of hundred gold pieces, so there's no point in spending a fortune on it. It just puts it out at the cheap market. So to grind, you hold down C and then hold down the grind button until you get your accuracy gets close to 100%. Next point, you go to the assembling station. I've got nothing on there at the moment, so you put on your bits. So you got guard, you got handle, and you got your pommel, which is your end piece. This little piece here is your pommel. That's how you can hit people with the butt of the sword on top of the head. So it's always good to have a spike. And then we put the sword, or put the blade in, and now we do the mini game for this. Again, it's try and get it as close to 100% as possible. but it is pure luck on where it goes. There's not a great deal of skill involved in this bit, it's just pure luck. And we got a 97% sword. So even though the blade was bad, we had a bad section, it'll knock the forging quality down, but I don't think it'll cause us too much of a problem in regards to price. Yeah, the forge quality is good rather than very good or excellent. But yeah, a couple hundred. We could have magic on, but we'll put it out the 300 gold price range. And that is it. That is how you make a cheap ass sword in Fantasy Blacksmith.